A story that has captured the attention of the entire island is the protests erupting at the University of Puerto Rico over the proposed closure of more than 64 academic programs. Students, faculty, and staff have been vocal in their opposition to what they see as a threat to the future of higher education. Our Natalia Santilles reports.
A wave of protests has rocked the University of Puerto Rico following the announcement of the closure of over 64 academic programs due to the declining enrollment. The decision, which was to take effect in the 2025-2026 academic year, led to strong opposition from the UPR community. In a surprising turn of events, Dr. Ferrao has announced that the closure process has been halted following pressure from faculty, students, and even local politicians.
Hello, everybody. I am Natalia Santilles reporting from the University of Puerto Rico in Rio Piedras, San Juan, where members of the community have gathered here today to protest against the over 64 closing programs across the University of Puerto Rico. President of the UPR, Luis A. Ferrao Delgado, has ordered the closing of over 64 programs due to the significant decrease in the demand of these programs.
The closures were initially justified by a significant drop in student applications, with some programs receiving fewer than 10 new applicants. However, many within the university community, faculty, students, and alumni rejected these reasons, claiming the data was misleading and that the closures would deeply harm Puerto Rico's educational landscape. Well, we are here at the University of Puerto Rico with the students who began the semester standing strong in the face of the recent attacks against the university. The University of Puerto Rico has been under siege for more than 10 years. They've cut the budget in half, and that is the cause of many of the problems the university is facing. The lack of sections, the physical deterioration, the fact that it's becoming less attractive to students, and the need to increase tuition. All of that has to do with the reduction of resources. What we're asking for is very simple, that the law be respected. The law in Puerto Rico establishes that 9.6%, that's what we call the formula, 9.6% of the general fund revenue, the government's income, that goes to the general fund is allocated to the University of Puerto Rico. If that were followed, the university's budget would double. It would be more than $1 billion allocated to the university. Currently, it is receiving $550 million. So what we're asking President Ferrao is to fulfill his duty to defend the university. Instead of adapting to the cuts that are strangling it, he should fight against those cuts and demand that the law be followed. One of the faculties that will be most affected is where I work, which is the Faculty of Education. If they eliminate the education programs for teachers, future teachers, what's going to happen to our country? Who is going to teach our children, our country? We are here supporting the students and also supporting the faculty who are at the university in the face of the unfair cuts we're seeing. Supposedly, there's a significant decrease in enrollment, but when you really look at the numbers, you realize they've specifically chosen to focus on the numbers of new students. But they don't know, well, it's not that they don't know, it's that they don't want to acknowledge. For example, students who are taking a course with me and who never knew what literature was, learn about literature, fall in love with it, just like I did when I was a student, and they enroll in the Department of Literature. Well, that student doesn't count, or as happens so often in the Department of Literature, they take it as a second concentration. So many students from biology, from the sciences, who take literature as a second concentration, well, that doesn't count as an enrolled student either. So one can't understand how they focus so specifically on one set of numbers and completely ignore others. After a series of protests protests and public demonstrations, President Ferrao has reached an agreement with the rectors of the University of Puerto Rico. The decision has been made not to close the controversial academic programs. However, in a move to ensure transparency and accountability, all rectors are now required to submit a progress report by May 21, 2025. This report will outline the steps taken to improve these programs and enhance the university's academic offerings. While this marks a step toward resolution, the university community remains focused on ensuring that these efforts lead to meaningful improvements for both students and faculty. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, Natalia Santaliz reporting.
Thank you, Natalia. While this marks a step toward addressing the concerns raised by students and faculty, the road ahead remains uncertain.